Today I've got have to do a swap out on a Technik card dispenser. We're going to swap it into this kiosk platform over here. We're going to get set up and try and take this out as quick as we can.
Push in on the inside of this bottom here to bring the whole assembly out. And open the lockbox. Pull the coin tray out. Need a 1/4-inch bit driver, usually something small, so you can fit it inside this opening here.
So up inside the box there, you can see we've got a 1/4-inch one right here to remove, a 1/4-inch nut or bolt screw, and another one on this side right here. Just these two on the inside this compartment need to be removed. So remove these two screws. Once you break them free, should be able to just take your bit in your hand and spin them out. And I'm going to go ahead and use my coin box to hold any loose screws. So that's the first step of getting this out of here. Before we go any further, I want to make a mention that the power supply, it is powered down. It is unplugged. You don't want any volts going through this system. You could short something out. It's a pretty sensitive system. Alright, the next step we have to do is we got to remove this cover plate right here. Take out these 4 Phillips screws. Once the cover plate's off, we're going to back out there's inch-long standoffs. We'll remove those to get the circuit board down. Once the circuit board is down out of the way, then I can remove the other 2 screws that are the 1/4-inch drives that hold this Technik card dispenser down. Wow. Somebody really wanted that not to ever come out. Now, as always, make sure this is powered down. And you can use your 1/4-inch drive to remove these standoffs. Back the circuit board off. You can kind of free hang, or if you can hold it just out of your way. Now there's a piece of foam insulation here. We're going to go ahead and take this foam insulation off on just two sides. You got to watch out. You have some spacer bushings on the screws. Hit me in the face. Okay, so now that I've got the foam off and drop 2 spacer bushings that I gotta find later. We'll go back. Here are the 2/4 inch screws. Dang. I have to find a bunch of screws now. Parts. Alright, so that should free up the Technik card dispenser from the top. While I got you here, I'm just going to show you one thing. The card dispenser is connected down here to this main board. You can unhook it down here, or you can unhook it from up top, but either way you're going to have to reconnect the cables when it's all said and done.
Okay, now up on the top I've got this teal colored serial cable. You need to disconnect it. And we've got a power supply cable that's connected right here. This is the one that I'm gonna need when I swap the other one out. I have to cut some zip ties and everything to get it free, but I can go ahead and extract it. Sorry, I just need 2 hands. I wanted to kind of support this board as I remove this terminal. Cut this zip tie. Make sure not to cut any lines. Just grab it from the top, lift up, pull out the entire card dispenser. I'm going to go ahead and clean underneath of it where the other one was before I put this new one in. Alright, so I cleaned off underneath the card dispenser. I just set the new card dispenser on top of the slide out assembly. Now I need to get it positioned so I'm going to go ahead and put my inside screws here first. Makes it a lot simpler on myself for lining everything up. Show you a little trick I do. I usually keep a couple mirrors around me when I'm doing stuff, just so I don't have to get my head down in there to see what's going on. I can use the mirror and slide this plate around until I see the screw holes line up underneath, which they are. I don't know if you can see them, but there's the 2 screw holes in the mirror itself. I've got them lined up. I can see myself that they're ready. I'll just put the 1/4 inch screw back in there. Make sure I can see where I'm going here. There it is. Got the first one secured. Second one's still lined up. Good. Alright, both of those are in. Normally I do put all the screws in before I tighten them down. I'm going to take the gamble. This system's pretty well set up in a proper orientation for where the securing screws go, that they're not going to be misaligned by tightening it down. Cross my fingers. And I'll go ahead and reinstall this power supply cable over on this left side of the machine. Make sure all my pins are lined up, which they aren't. There we go. Alright, so we're set back up on the top. We need to go down to the bottom, secure everything back, and put everything back into place. Now I need to install my 2 1/4 inch drive set screws back into the card dispenser base. Number 1, number 2 coming up here.
Now I got my two bushings. Space the circuit board off of the plate. Alright. Both spacer bushings are in. Whew, make my arm, get the blood back in my arms. Place your circuit board. Get a standoff to hold it. Wow. Install your power supply harness. Your cover plate. The kiosk doesn't suffer from a lot of abuse and vibrations, so finger tighten on these screws would be sufficient.
And then one of the final steps, go ahead and reattach your serial cable. That should be the entire new Technik card dispenser installed. Hopefully it works for you if you ever have to switch this out. Thanks again for watching.